Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure I'll see you at one of these events again soon.
All time, we got Mark with the Mindful Reality podcast, who I've been a guest on, and it was a blast.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and I cannot wait to do it again. We're going to do this again in the future. I just know it. I just know it.
What's up, y'all? Good morning. It's Friday. Monday is a holiday. That's what's up. So today is the last work day. I have work in an hour, so I wanted to hop on here now. I might hop back on here later. So for anyone who doesn't want to know, well, I'm a spoiler page, so you already know if you're on my page that you're getting spoilers. But if you happen to just pop on this video for the first time, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and also make sure to jump off here because I'm giving you the spoilers. So as we know, last night was a very interesting night because we have Matt that used his power to save Jag. Jag was going to be going home. Matt used the power to save Jag. Jag is still in the house. This has implications for everybody in the house. We'll get to that. So the winner of the HOH competition, I don't know why I keep calling it tournament. I call everything tournament. The winner of the HOH competition was Jared. So Jared wins the HOH comp. It's always good for the Cerise side when somebody on their side wins the HOH comp. This is just an interesting week to have won it because everybody else who's won it so far, good morning, Spivey, and good morning, Rory. Saving his showmance is not a good thing for the game. If you haven't been watching the feeds, I already know you don't watch the feeds. So for anyone who has watched the feeds, his showmance is now talking with Jag, Corey, and America. This whole thing of them both staying and Jag getting 100% of the votes to go home, now they don't trust that side anymore. Jag is now talking with Blue about forming something with Corey and America, and they're like, maybe we'll add Jared, but we don't know if we can trust him. That's the talk that's going on right now. So there's definitely somewhat negative implications for that side, for the two of them staying. If it was just one of them staying, you could isolate that person and be like, we chose to save you. The other factor is, I'm not going to say that it's all his fault or their fault, because the conversations that America had with both Jag and Blue were obviously impactful, because now all the spotlight and the conversations that they had last night were about Cerise. How do we get out Cerise? Cerise controlling the game. Cerise. Cerise's name was not in everybody's mouth like that. Yes, they were talking about her, but not like how they were last night. But because of America talking to Jag and talking to Blue, alerting them about Cerise and saying that they can't trust Cerise, so now it's extra complicated for somebody like Blue because she's holding this big secret in her pocket. So if her team is talking to her about how they can't trust Cerise, how are we going to get Cerise on the block? Cerise. It could come a time where if she finds herself pressed again, or if she sees her boy Jag back on the block, she has something that could benefit Jag or herself at any point in time. Anyways, but on to what I was actually going to talk about. Who is he going to pick to go on the block? I mean, the easy choices for him to choose, and I say easy in a sense because he's been floating on both sides. So either one is going to be hard for him in terms of what people think. And he's talking about Cameron and Red from the conversations that I saw before I hopped on here. I watched maybe an hour of feeds. I saw him in his HOH room reading his letter from his brother. I watched Jag talking to Blue about, you know, trying to break up that stronghold on the Cerie side. I saw Blue was trying to talk to Matt to see if they could possibly gain Matt as a number if they decide to take a shot. The thing is, they're scared to take a shot. I don't know. You don't know Big Brother, actually. I've been said they should have let him go. Jag in America was talking game all night, trying to form some type of alliance 5. And I'm right. As soon as I said Jag, find out they all lied, trying to come after. But they're not coming after Cerie or Izzy. They're just talking about it because Jag was like, if we put Cerie next to anyone on the block, she's not going to win. I mean, Cerie is going to win over them. So they're not coming for her. They're just coming to a realization that she's been in multiple, like all the alliances in the house, and the house is running things. They want America to take the shot. That's what they want. So I'll give you credit. Today you have partial information. Sometimes you have zero, and you just say, I love Jared. So today you have a little bit of facts to go off of. So Jared's in an interesting position. He could pick the easy choice. This is the best outcome entertainment-wise. I think America winning would have been the best outcome entertainment-wise, but this could also be an entertaining outcome, depending on what he chooses. He could pick the easy choice and pick Cameron Red. Who else would he possibly put up? I don't think he would put up Jag and Blue. For me, in a dream world, Corey would get up there somehow. But just, I don't see Jared doing anything but Red and Cam. Like, I can't see a world where he picks anything else aside from that. I don't know, but I think he's going to go that safe route. Hopefully he tells Matt and he ends up. They are talking to Matt already. If you're talking about Jag, it's Jared, you know, basically if you're gonna put up Cameron Red, I hope Cam wins and he puts up America. She got to go. I want America to stay, and I want America to shake things up in the house. Because if there's one thing I don't like, it's a house that does not have enough twists and turns. The only time I would say that I liked that was probably the cookout season, but even that had a lot of different things going on to make it interesting enough. Even if the votes were pretty much straightforward, there was a lot of internal conflict that made the show interesting enough for me anyways. But this one, nah. I can't stand just watching people go over the same scenarios over and over because I'm a Big Brother fan. I'm not a one-person fan. I'm a Big Brother fan. Yes, Jag did talk. Listen, Rory, don't act like Spivey is a source of information for real. He's only on the Jared cam if he's watching the feeds. So Jag definitely spoke to Matt last night, and Blue spoke to Matt last night. This is not the person you can depend on for looking at all 4 cameras and watching what's happening in every room. But shout out to Spivey though. You're consistently here. You're just not consistently unbiased or ever. No, you didn't. You just said you don't know if Jag talk. You hope that Jag and Matt talk, and I just watched them have a conversation. So I don't know what you're saying. Jag or Jag you're talking about? So the reason why Jag doesn't trust the Cerie side is because America went to talk to Jag Wednesday night going into Thursday. What am I looking at right now? Oh, that was the feed in the background. I'm like, what is that sound? Okay. They talked Wednesday night going into Thursday, and America was telling Jag, you can't trust Cerie, and that side is running the game. And she also had the same conversation with Blue. She said to Jag that the Cerie side was lying to him about keeping him with the vote. So when he saw a 14-0, I mean not 14-0, 10-0 votes to evict him, I think he started to see some validity to what America was saying. And Jag and Blue are thicker than thieves, and they're even tighter after this week. So she even said to Jag, she's like, I like Pooh, but I don't trust him the same way that I trust you. Cerie basically saved Jag. Yeah, she did. And I'm wondering if she's going to take credit for that. I wonder if she's going to take credit for that. Or possibly if she already did. I don't know. They cut us out of a lot of things, so I'm not sure. But yeah, finally, it just took, how many competitions have we had so far? We started on August 2. We're now September 1st. Oh, we're a month in. So where are we at here? One, two, three, four, 5. We've been 5 weeks into the Big Brother house. We've had, what, 10, 11 competitions. This is his first win. Bravo, Spivey. You guys 1 of 11. All right. 14-0, including you, America. Jag is being foolish right now. He still didn't need to come home this week, so he needs to chill. Yeah, and I mean, he was kind of saying that. So this is what he said. He was like, he said to Blue, and he said to America when they eventually were talking to America, like, this can't leave this room. But he told Blue, if we start talking about potentially getting out Cerie, and then it gets around the house and we're not safe this week anyways, we could be right back on the block. And I'm like, well, latching on to America is honestly good for nobody's game. They're trying to say that America can be the one to take a shot, but it's not just about who takes the shot. It's about who takes the shot and has people to back them up. So they don't really have a big enough group for that. We have 13 in the house, right? Yeah, we still have 13 in the house. We got Luke, Kirsten, Riley, Hyson. Yeah, so we got 13 in the house still. Obviously somebody from the other side is getting taken out this week. So the chances of having the numbers are dwindling. I wish Tariq would have kept that power in her back pocket. Matt basically pawned her for real. Oh, I put that comment up by accident. All right. Everybody votes the same way in the House, regardless if they wanted. Exactly. So the only way they would honestly be able to get Sari out is by unanimous vote. We've had every vote has been unanimous so far. Every single vote has been unanimous. They're like, I'm voting for the House. I'm doing the best thing for the House. The House, the House, the House, the House. I've never heard a group of people on a competition show where only one person wins the big prize talking about the House so much, and especially this deep into the game. We're a third. We're September 1st, y'all. I don't know if you realize that. The game started on August 1. I mean, the people moved into the House on August 1. The game started on August 2, and we're now September 1. So they are day 30 in that House, still doing unanimous votes. Now, the question is, if he puts up who we expect him to put up, Cameron Red. If he puts up Cameron Red and one of them wins the power of veto, who would be the replacement nom? That's my question. Now, I think for him, the smartest money of a replacement nom would be to put up America. For him. America next to either Cam or Red. Because obviously, America has planted a lot of seeds. America has done a lot of damage to their game. Blue also has influenced that part. That part is true. That part is true. She's going to try to convince him not to put up Jag. However, I don't think that he would not put up Jag solely because she doesn't want him to put up Jag. This is the other thing. Remember that Jared wanted Jag out. He wanted Jag out this week, and he wanted Jag out before this week because of Jag's proximity to Blue. And Jared understands and recognizes that Jag is Blue's number one. So I don't think that he has an affinity to keep Jag. However, there is the power of the nether region. And he's been in the nether region, and he's going to go in the nether region many times in the HOH room. So during that point in time, it would be an ideal time for Blue to be like, if you don't save my boy Jag, this is not happening anymore. I could see her doing that. Look what happened to Taylor and Monty last year. I don't see BB letting Sari go anytime soon. I hope they don't. I hope they don't. And it's one thing it's one thing for them to recognize that she's running the game, but Jag was like, oh, we can't be the one to take that shot because anyone would lose. Anyone would lose to them. Anyone would lose to her if they were sitting on the block next to her. They're scared basically that if they put her on the block, she gets voted back in, or if the other person gets voted out, and then she comes back and they're her enemy, and they're the next target. Boom, boom, you and you sitting on the block. She's like a mob boss in this house. I just can't take these house kids seriously. They flip-flop. I'm actually kind of interested about Jared being HOH, and the reason why is because he's never declared a side, and he even said this to Matt. He was like, I don't have any clear enemies in the house. He has people who have talked about him, but he's not put himself on the forefront and selected enemies. So Cameron thinks he's really good with Jared. I don't know about Red. Red probably doesn't think the same, but I know Cameron does. I guess he could play it off and tell You could tell Cameron I'm using you as a pawn because we want to get rid of red. But either way, if one of them is gonna stay, one of them is gonna go, and one of them is gonna be mad at him. I see America. I do too. That's what I was saying. That's why I see it being an entertaining week. Yeah, that I understand. I agree from that standpoint. I think he's gonna pick the straightforward picks of putting Cam and Red on the block, but if somebody wins the power of veto and takes one of them down, then it gets interesting. But if they don't, it's not going to be interesting. I agree. I said that earlier. Good morning. Saving the two of them was a bad move. I mean, saving Jag, but I mean, having both of them still in the house was not a good move. Because now the two of them are going to be in there plotting and scheming, and America has their ear. So we got Izzy, Felicia, Jared, Mimi, Red, Bowie, Matt. She doesn't have Bowie. Mimi is a floater. Felicia says she can't trust her. So I would say she has Izzy and Jared. She has Felicia to an extent. She has Mimi to an extent. Red to an extent. She has Matt. That's a key one. She doesn't have Bowie at all. I was really mad when they saved because I knew that was going to happen. I'm glad Matt used it because the power was only good for 2 weeks. And Matt isn't in jeopardy of going up. So the power would have been a waste. From an entertainment standpoint, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Jag needs to get over the fact that he almost got evicted. He was saved. He needs to be grateful and figure out how to win. I feel there's an ego thing coming into play. Yes, Sari is running the game. She's running the show. We know that. But if you want to get her out, instead of just sitting in rooms and talking about how she's running the game, figure out a game plan to get her out. And so far, none of y'all have done that. When I hear Blue talking about things like that, I'm like, if you weren't here for TikTok, you might be able to use Jared's secret against him because knowing his secret is massive. Look what Izzy's doing right now. You have ammo. You have ammo to use against this man. And I think that Blue was quiet this week, but I think that the lights are starting to go off a little bit. So I think the longer that she's in this house is the more she's going to realize about Jared. And the more she puts Jared at risk. That's why I hope Jag tells Matt more about the side so Matt can tell Sari about what's happening. Sari doesn't think that Jag is on her side anyways. Because when Sari was having that conversation with Jared, she was basically telling Jared when Jared was like, I can't trust Jag. She was basically like, I don't trust Jag either. But there are partnerships that can form just based on like a mutual need to get somebody else out. And that's the problem. The thing is, Cameron, she likes Jared, although she complains to a lot of people about Jared. But that doesn't mean that she's never going to use that information. You got to remember, he just told her this this information. I think this week is when he spilled the beans, or this week or last week. But if it was last week, she wasn't on the block last week. So she's talking to Jag, she's talking to Corey, and she's talking to America. At this point, Jag, Corey, and America are not talking to her with Jared's best interest in heart, and they don't trust Jared. Anyways. So that can influence her. She could be some ride or die that gets information from them and doesn't say anything, but I don't trust Jared in that HOH room because he's HOH. And you know what HOH means? Everybody's going to come in there and talk game to Jared. And then they're going to leave the HOH room with whatever conversation they had with Jared. And the conversations that Matt have with Jared and the conversations that America have with Jared, they are going to go back and check notes amongst each other. What did Jared say to you? And what did Jared say to you? And what we've seen about Jared so far is that he says a lot. And his stories, they don't always match up. They're not always consistent. So this is a big deal having him in that room. This is a big deal. I know, but Tariq needs to know about Jag, Blue, America, trying to form a new alliance with Matt and Corey, and maybe Bowie. She's gonna know. She's gonna know that within a couple of days. This house is not a house that keeps any secrets. Every alliance that is on the table right now is known. Unless some new one formed last night that I didn't see. Every alliance that is formed in the house, even if they're not known by name, everybody knows every alliance. So knowing the alliance is not even a huge thing. Knowing Jag is the one who's starting it or trying to start it, yes, that's a big deal. But knowing the members that they're trying to put in it, that's not a big deal at all. At all. He is definitely her best ally. And the reason why is because there's a couple of reasons why. Matt is the one person who doesn't tell everybody everything. And number two, they don't actually think that Matt has an alliance with Sari specifically. The one mistake he did make was that Blue asked him last night who he trusts the most. And he said, Jag, Blue, Jared, Sari. So he shouldn't have put Sari's name in there. But I guess he's trying to stay consistent in case anyone came back to her. He's always thinking about that. But they were specifically fixated on the fact that he said Sari. Like, oh, Sari is one of the top 4 people you trust in the house? Way too much. Way too much. I hope Jared, Sari, Izzy, Blue, Red, Felicia, Mimi, and Matt is the final 8. She's going to find out. Of course she's going to find out. It's naive to think that she would not find out. There's way, way, way too much chatter going on in this house. Sari has her hands on everything. So right now, they're talking to Matt. Not right now, like right this second, but I mean tonight, last night, going into this morning. They were talking to Matt about their plans, not knowing that Matt is thicker than thieves with Sari. So Matt smoked out Cam and Red's plan to form a 6. And Matt is going to smoke out this plan too. That's why I made this thing. Spivey says he knows the game. You can go back last week, and I'm like, Matt is a problem. I have a whole video of just about Matt and how much of a problem Matt is, and the fact that nobody realizes that. I definitely think that Matt tells Sari. Matt tells Sari almost everything. That Sari will tell Jared to target Jag or America as a backdoor option. I think those are the obvious choices anyways for him. I think those are his obvious choices. I don't think that would even be a surprising week. Cameron Red on the block, Jag and America backdoor options. I think that's it, even if Matt doesn't tell. I just think that if Matt doesn't tell, America would be the primary backdoor option. But if Matt does tell, they would weigh it out a little bit more between the two of them, Jag and America. Because he's not going to put up Blue, I don't think. I guess he has safe choices to use, like Bowie. I don't think there's another one really aside from Bowie that's a safe choice, but a smart choice, like a game-changing move, I would say America. America is the most dangerous one that needs to go. Because despite the fact that it's Corey's closest ally, Corey doesn't have the balls to make the moves, let's just say that. And Jag doesn't, and Blue doesn't. And Blue doesn't know anything about the game. So America, I think, is the biggest threat right now that is remaining in the house. Bigger threat than Cam and bigger threat than Red. I can't believe I'm saying that, but she is. Well, not because Cam would never take a shot at the side, but because Sari is not either of their primary target right now. That's what I wanted to see. Matt will tell Sari. I want Jag to be the backdoor option. I don't even think that I don't think that Jag is a bigger threat than America. Not competition wise. Obviously, he's a better competitor than America, but America is 100% firmly against that side, and she's willing to talk to anybody about it. That matters. That's not someone you can just leave in the house and think that it's okay. Matt is sneakily playing a good game. Not a winning game because exactly. I think he's playing a great game, honestly, because you get Matt. She's like, oh, I think I could take Matt to 4-3, right? You have Matt in you have Matt in your final 3. Matt could beat Jared. Or Matt could beat whoever is in that final 3. He's an Olympic athlete. So it's like that final 3 competition, he could definitely win part 1 of that competition. And I could see him win it. Like, he's not a guy I was hoping that, well, I shouldn't say I was hoping, but I was thinking that Sari should have been more like final 5 is where I want to have Matt, not final 2, not final 3. Because Matt is a threat when you get to final 3. That's a good final 2, but someone needs to take Jared out for that to happen. I think he plays a really sloppy game. If he makes, I'll be very impressed if Jared makes final 3. I'll be very impressed. Very impressed. All these house guests who are talking crap need to level. Exactly. Exactly what I'm saying. You can talk all day. Oh my God, we got it figured out. We have it all figured out. It's the rebuy and everything. We got it figured out. Then they're like, okay, who's going to put her on the block? about that part of it. Having it figured out means nothing. You have to take the shots. They're waiting for America to win to take a shot. America might not even be here next week. Who knows? Jared said he hates America. He said this many times. That's why I think she would be the number one backdoor option for him. Suri has a final two with Izzy and Jared. And I think she can get on with Matt in a couple of days. I'm rooting for Matt, but he seems like the type of house guest to leave around 5. Yeah. The only way that so if he's in there, and hypothetically speaking, Izzy and Jared are in there, I don't care if she said, oh, he's my top 3. Well, actually, maybe she would be thinking about his ability to win and put Izzy on the block to get Izzy out. That's probably an option in her head as well. But playing Suri's game, this is the thing about Suri. Suri plays a game of, I can work with you as long as it makes sense for me to do so, and I can drop you at any time. That's Suri's game. So Suri saying right now, week 5 or whatever we're on, oh yeah, I like Matt. I can work with Matt. Okay. That's cool. But if something changes and shifts in the house, she will change and shift. That's Suri. Suri's happy that he's coming to her, but if something changes, she's willing to pivot. And she does that better than most. She does that better than most people. I got a few more minutes before I got to log into work. Yeah, me too. Matt called the B America the B word to nobody likes her besides Jag, Blue, Corey, and Mimi. I don't think Mimi likes her. Mimi is keeping her close out of, I don't know. I think it's like a keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. Because Mimi has said she doesn't like her multiple times. Suri, what's either her or Jared to win? Let's be honest. Their family, they're gonna with the money. Not necessarily. Jared has been the one who has shown that he will go against his family. He said on the show, I want to make a name for myself. I'm not playing my mom's game. And I was like, what? That's like going into a game of poker and you know the other person's hands. There's like 5 of you on the table and you can see your hand and somebody else's hand. And saying, I don't care what you have in your hand and what I have in my hand. I'm just playing based on what I have in my hand. And you're like, wait, what? Makes no sense. But all right, y'all, I got to get going. Work in a few. I will for sure probably be back. Probably when the house guests wake up. And I see more conversations that they're having today in the HOH room. I'm sure there's going to be lots of updates. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk soon.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But, yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on it.
That wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
but
you.
I like this Canadian.
Well,
I like this one.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.